So Guild Wars 2's latest expansion, Janthir Wilds, is set to release on August 20th. And in this video, we are going to be going over what we can expect from this expansion so you can figure out whether or not it's worth your time. Personally, I've not played a whole ton of Guild Wars 2. I used to play a lot way back in the day, but I was more of an SPVP rat. I didn't really experience the PvE in the game, regretfully. So rather than having me sit here and tell you about a game that I'm clearly not super experienced with, what I've done is I reached out to my good friend Ian, who's a big Guild Wars 2 content creator and one of the most knowledgeable people that I know that plays actively, and ask her some important questions in regards to this latest expansion so that we can figure out whether or not this is something that we want to check out. I do want to mention that this is a sponsored video. However, this was a pretty easy one for me to take because this isn't some kind of review video. This is simply going over what we can expect with the latest expansion. Anyways, let's get right into the video. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I asked my good friend Ian some important questions that I would be asking as someone that has not played the game or has not played the game for a long time, interested in coming back. First question that I asked was a very simple one. With Janthir Wilds set to release, can a new player get right into it? Can you share some details on what a new player can expect when starting for the first time?
Guild Wars 2 expansions are max level content. With each expansion, you get new maps. And with each new map, you get max level mobs in the maps. If you're lower level, it's gonna be hard. Usually, like, each expansion teaches you different things. Heart of Thorns teaches you how to glide, and the Dragons teaches you fishing. Learning these skills that are specific to the expansion are tied to the story, so you got to do the story, and then it teaches you how to glide, how to fish, and stuff like that. So, and you got to be max level. The only way around it that I know of is that if you're lower level, you can go with a max level friend and basically get a carry. So that's one way to do it. Or you use the level 80 boost. Every expansion gives you a level 80 boost, so that if you make a new character, you can straight away boost yourself to level 80 and then do the max level content. If you're a brand new Guild Wars 2 player, I don't recommend doing that. I would recommend that if you're a new player and have no idea what's going on, you should go through the lower level stuff so that you can learn your character, you learn your skills. But if you're like a returning player or you're just making an alt character, then level 80 is the way. Level 80 boost is the way. I like to tell new players that if you like exploring, if you like exploration, you will love Guild Wars 2. The leveling experience in Guild Wars 2 is different from other MMOs. You don't have quest givers. You don't have to look for quest givers, get the quest, kill 10 mobs, go back and turn it in. It's not like that. It's a public quest kind of. You spawn in, right? You run into the map. Each area has its own public quest. So if you're in the level 1 area, there's going to be a public quest that everybody can do together. And there's no penalty for doing stuff together. Everybody gets the same amount of XP. You don't get less XP just because there are more people there. It's really cool. It really encourages doing stuff together with other people, which is really nice to me. Like I said, if you like exploring, figuring things out and going around, checking out the maps and stuff, you'll enjoy Guild Wars 2 for sure.
Great. Second question, are there any new classes or weapons that are dropping? If so, can you share some details?
Oh, there's no new classes. I know like in previous expansions, we get elite specializations for each class. But this time around, we're getting a new weapon, which is the land spear. We already have spear, but it's only for underwater combat. This expansion, we're getting the land spear, and all the classes can use it. There's going to be a lot of really cool skills. The theory crafters are going to be pretty busy trying to come up with like new builds. We had a beta test back in June, so we had like a taste of land spears for each classes, and then we gave feedback, and then the devs are working on changes to improve it.
Third question, I heard they were releasing housing, something called the Homesteads. How's that work?
So when you get the Janthir Wilds expansion, every expansion they have like their own story. So as you do the story, you get introduced to the berries, right? The Codons. Through the story, they're going to introduce you to their homesteads, their way of life, the area, the new map. You get to know the area. From the trailer, it seems that the Codon lets you have a homestead, that used to belong to them, I guess. You get a whole instance with like a river, and there's like farming area, and there's a house there. There's like a cave. In the house, they have, according to the dev live stream, they showed how it looks like inside. So there's already like furniture in there. There's default furniture. But I mean, it's up to you whether you want to keep it or not. You can remove them and replace it with your own. I don't know how exactly you get recipes to make the furniture, but you can change them. Another thing that you can do in the homestead is you can put all your alts in there. So if you have like 30 alts, all your alts are gonna be in your homestead. You can all like meet each other, which I think is really cool. You can like display armor or like your fashion wars, because for some people fashion wars is endgame. So you can like put cool fashion on your alts, and then you can also have mounts. Like all your mounts that you have unlocked is also gonna be in your homestead, and then you can like go up to them and pet them and stuff. It's really cool. You can have like parties, you can invite friends over. The one thing that I'm actually looking forward to, because previously before homesteads we had home instances, and in our home instances we could gather materials. The one thing that I'm looking forward to is that in Homestead, you can like press one button and then harvest like a whole lot of them. So I don't have to like go around and click on each node to gather it. So that's really cool. I'm really looking forward to it. Another thing that I really like is that you can ask your friend to come and help you decorate your homestead. So like you can turn into these little bees that fly around and like craft and decorate stuff in your homestead. I think that because there's this really cool feature, there's gonna be a lot of interior decorator in the game soon to like help you decorate your stuff.
The next question I wanted to ask Ian was about the mounts. I heard they were a big deal in Guild Wars 2, and apparently there were some big updates there for them as well. Can you tell us about mounts in general and the update to it?
Okay, so in general, we have 9 mounts. Each of these mounts have a different purpose. In the new expansion, they are updating one of the mounts called Warclaw. So the Warclaw is a big cat mount, and the big thing about it is the only mount in World v World. World v World is open world PvP maps, and it does really cool stuff. Like the Warclaw can sniff stealth players out, can also use it to like pull keep gates off its hinges, and then you can also throw a lance at enemy players to dismount them. It's really cool. I really like it. But the thing is, people don't use the Warclaw in PvE because there are all these other mounts that are so much better. In Janthir Wilds, they're making it so that you can get the mount outside of World v World. I don't know how exactly you're gonna get it, but there's this picture in one of ArenaNet's blog posts that shows a little baby cat. So I think we might have to raise it from a little baby, because we had to do that with the sky scale previously. This one, look at it. This is the little baby Warclaw. It's so cute. So I think because of this picture, we might have to raise it from a little baby. They're also translating the World v World skills that I said earlier into PvE. So instead of sniffing out stealth enemies, the Warclaw can sniff out treasure chests in PvE. Instead of throwing a lance to dismount enemy players, you knock down enemy mobs. So like they're translating the World v World skills to PvE, which I think is really cool. And then like all the mounts in Guild Wars 2, there will also be a mastery line for Warclaws. You get to improve your skills as you play. You have to like highlight the mastery line, and then you just keep getting XP, and then Warclaw skills will get better and better, and you get extra skills like take no fall damage and increase damage and stuff like that, which is really cool. I'm really looking forward to this.
The last question, probably the most important question: what new content can we expect with the new expansion Janthir Wilds?
With Janthir Wilds, we're gonna get a new weapon, the Land Spear, for all the classes. And then there's the big thing with it, obviously, is the homesteads and the furnishing, the upgraded Warclaw. There's gonna be a new raid instance, and challenge modes and legendary challenge modes for instances. There's gonna be new legendary spear that we can make, and new legendary backpack. Oh, of course, there's gonna be a new story, new maps. And the thing about Guild Wars 2 expansion now is they stagger the release. So every 3 months we're gonna have new content, new stuff that we can look forward to. Every time we have an expansion, usually ArenaNet puts out a roadmap so we know what to expect every 3 months. I played Guild Wars 2 since launch. I have over 3,000 Guild Wars 2 videos because I really enjoyed the game. And I can't wait to see Janthir Wilds come out, and I can't wait to watch you play it to see if you like it or not.
That's pretty much it, guys. If this is a game that you are interested in, if you want to check out Guild Wars 2's latest expansion, Janthir Wilds, go ahead and click on the links in the description below. This is an expansion that is going to be releasing content quarterly. So this isn't just, hey, everything's dropping on the 20th. The expansion drops on the 20th, and throughout the rest of the year, you will have some significant content updates that go on quarterly, which I think is a pretty exciting part of this whole expansion with how they're releasing things. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.